Akita here, so welcome to the VR Tech channel. It's Friday and many things happened in VR this week, and of course we're here to talk about it because we have some good news and some bad news about PSVR 2 stopping production but also getting closer to the native PCVR support, all while Meta crashed the price of the Meta Quest 2. I mean, it's dirty cheap right now, just days after the first leaks of the Meta Quest 3 Lite, or S, you have to guess. With also cool development for SceneScript, the new machine learning guardian. So well, they discovered everything together in this video. Let's get into it. Alright, here we are. So I promised that I was going to keep covering the situation with PSVR coming to PCVR. Because yeah, this week we had some bad news for the Sony platform, as they actually stopped production of the PSVR 2 altogether. Allegedly because they have too many in stock and there's not enough requests on the market. This was a report by Bloomberg, by the way, and this tied perfectly with the fact that Sony is actually bringing, and we said in the previous videos, official support for the PSVR 2 to be used on your PC directly. Because yeah, as you might know, we discovered that the PSVR 2 could be used to actually have a desktop mode with Windows if connected via cable, and with the latest firmware update, this possibility ceased to exist completely. Mostly because Sony is starting to update the drivers and everything to be ready to actually launch the PCVR extension for it. So yeah, looking at bright side, it seems like we're gonna be very close to the actual release of these drivers, but so far the PSVR 2 is unusable when connected to a PC. And also we have more information about how this connection is gonna work, because before we had some speculation that they could use actually the PS5 to actually stream the games from the PC. In a similar manner what happens with the Quest 3 using Link, for example. But from the line of codes that we got from the latest firmware, it actually seems that they're preparing to ship with an adapter to actually connect it to your PC. Because as you might know, you can connect the PSVR 2 via Virtual Link, but not many graphic cards actually have the Virtual Link port. By the way, just to correct myself, the PSVR 2 doesn't actually use Virtual Link, but it uses USB-C display port on alt mode, so 2 lanes, plus USB 3 to have power delivery and data delivery. It works with Virtual Link because Virtual Link is actually used for lanes plus the USB lanes, so it's a more complete package. It's a bit easier for the PSVR, but it's gonna need an adapter. So unfortunately, it's not gonna be that automatic to actually use it on PCVR. You're not gonna be able to connect it just in your USB Type-C port, but you're gonna need probably this adapter that is gonna bring you the display port and also the USB. An adapter like that will be probably around $50. So yeah. I mean, now knowing that PSVR 2 is not actually selling very well, it kind of makes sense for them to move on an actual PCVR support, so they can actually sell more of these headsets that, well, they're just sitting on shelves. To me, a good investment would be actually to create more games for PSVR, as we have great ports, like the Resident Evil games. It always feels like lacking, like it's a least important thing for Sony, and it's kind of a shame because it's a great headset, it's a great platform to actually play with, and yeah, we're just left in limbo there. Also, can we please add backward compatibility for games? Like, why can't I play like Skyrim VR or Star Wars Squadrons with the PSVR 2? It's just madness, it's so stupid. Going on with another limbo is actually the Meta situation right now, because Meta just slashed the price of the Meta Quest 2 at $200. That is absolutely insane and a great deal, because the Quest 2 is still an amazing headset. By the way, I destroyed my strap, and you're gonna see it in the next video. But yeah, every retailer right now has it for $200, but if you want the greatest deal ever, is now on Walmart. It's gonna be $200 with a $50 gift card for the Meta store. I mean, yes. The weird thing though, that it's kind of hard to recommend it right now, because it seems that the Meta Quest 3 Lite or S or whatever they want to call it is getting closer to release. We'd actually had the first alleged leak. Luna just shared a screenshot of a presentation from Meta where they showed this particular headset that was able to do mixed reality for a lower price and with a very weird look, by the way. There seems to be a cheaper evolution of the Quest 2 with probably the Quest 3 processor and the ability to use mixed reality like the Quest 3, with also, fun fact, 2 IR illuminators to have better hand tracking, because it seems like this is not going to ship with controllers but just with mixed reality and hand tracking. But it seems like they're gonna ship with the old lenses, like the Fresnel lenses that we had on the Quest 2. And I think that this is one of the worst errors they could make, because one of the killer features of the Quest 3 are the lenses and the clarity of the screens, and going back to Fresnel lenses just feels completely wrong. I mean, I prefer great clarity and the black and white pass-through than the color pass-through and the Fresnel lenses, but that's just me. Let me know what you think. But anyway, this leak doesn't seem very legit. I will not actually trust the images that we see. Some renders are also flipped with Photoshop to look in different directions, so it's completely odd, but it's not unusual for companies to actually create fake presentations to actually get some feedback from users, understand how to, you know, evolve the product or how to market the product in the best way. So that thing is coming, and we know that it's coming. It's not gonna look like that, hopefully, because that's pretty awful, but something is coming. It's gonna be cheaper than the Quest 3, and it's gonna probably replace the Quest 2 as a lower tier headset. In fact, they're trying to sell all the Quest 2 that they have right now, and that's why of the deal. But also talking about mixed reality, understanding on the surrounding, Reality Labs showed a demo of the scene script, something that is going to arrive in the future to the Quest platform. It's pretty much machine learning to actually understand the environment and what you have around, to avoid like doing, you know, your manual and very tedious task of creating the virtual twin of your room when you want to play mixed reality, to have the objects represented in the right way. Instead, everything is gonna be automatic. They use machine learning to actually understand the object, the size of the object, and have a better representation, virtual representation of it for mixed reality games, to have better occlusion, of course, better immersion, and make feel everything more grounded in you know, the real world. It seems that they also want to add shadows to the holograms, following what Apple did, and I think that is a great idea, because it's a very small detail, but it really makes a difference to make the scene more believable. By the way, guys, this was this week in VR pretty much. The PSVR 2 news are kind of bad on the side, but I know we're getting closer to that PCVR support. To be honest, I don't know if I'm very excited about it anymore. But looking at the positive side, it could be a good thing to actually have developers working on support for ray tracking, for VR rendering, stuff like that is still a bit lacking on PCVR for the headsets that can use it. Oh, and I almost forgot, Flat VR Studios is opening. You know, the Flat VR mod in Discord, where you're taking together all the modders that convert flat games to VR games. Now they're opening studios so they can actually get money from the real companies, the real developers, to create a VR version of a game for, you know, their flat game. Hopefully it's good news, as many developers might ask them for their expertise to port their games officially without weird mods and something like that, so it will make everything easier and more streamlined. On the other side though, it was nice to have a free and open community, and I hope that part still remains. But yeah, I wanted to mention it because I'm really enjoying all the mods that they're making, and yeah, a shout out to them. But here we have it, guys. Let me know what you think about it, what you think about the PSVR 2 situation. You're gonna grab a Quest 2 for that price? Do you think that $150 is good enough? I mean, it's a perfect present if you think about it. It's cheap, you can play so many games on it. I will not sleep on it, and you know, a new headset might come, but if you don't have that one already, that's a pretty good deal. As always, guys, if you like the video, if you did like this, subscribe to the channel for more of VR tech. Really love the channel, join button on there, little on the further, also the Patreon. Thanks to the Patreon for joining the channel, of course. See you guys next video. Thanks for watching.